25 and I have like a lot of people in this area that are right around the same age that are like
25. Wow.
Let's start.
Wow.
We'll talk about this and then we'll go back. But yeah, I'm 20.
I'm like, wait, I don't know what that number means.
I'm 25, but in the area, there's a lot of girls my age that have reached out, and I was like, okay, we could start like a whole little group of 25-year-olds that are just starting.
I love that.
And so we're doing like a monthly dinner, and we're all just gonna super casual,
so
nothing
cute.
crazy, just hang out.
Y'all want a 40-year-old in there too?
Yes,
for someone?
absolutely. No, but it doesn't matter the age. It was just like I was just seeing that there were so many young business owners that like weren't really feeling connected in a big networking setting or anything like that. So
it's definitely lonely.
It is.
You know what I mean? One of my best friends owns a hair salon, and like we bounce, not necessarily ideas, but I really go to her more than she comes to me. But she's had employees for a really, really long time where I've always had minimal. So,
and that's what I'm kind of going through too right now is like that transition of having to delegate and then like growing a team is like a whole new platform of like learning.
It's a lot.
So I listen to a ton of podcasts. Have you heard of Layla Hermosi?
I don't listen to any.
Layla Hermosi is all business oriented and she's really good.
Okay,
she's
good
got
to
a
know.
ton of value. And then I listen to Gary Vee.
Yes, I did follow him for a very, very long time. I do like him though a lot.
But I listen to both of them and I gain a ton of like Gary Vee's about business, but he's more about marketing. Layla's all about business.
Gotcha.
So like her model, she owns Build, and they go in and buy. The company has to make at least $3 million for them to even come in, and then once they come in, they help you scale it and then they sell it.
Wow, so I'd be interested in that.
She's really she's got a ton of knowledge. It's cool.
That's awesome.
But yeah, so just forming that, and then that's what I found too recently. Like as building a team, having like a group of instead of working alone all the time.
Yes.
Having a group of people, even if it's not employees, like Rachel, she comes in and we're talking about branding, business, whatever it is. Just having that person to bounce ideas off of, even if it's not in the industry, just in general.
Well, it's hard to sometimes when all the decisions are just on you. It's like scary, and so to just have that second person to just validate. Okay, yes, I think so. One of my best friends, she was a makeup artist for years. That's how we met. Actually took her job and she came back when I was like 21. I'm going through launching some new stuff and we were sending voice memos to each other while I was driving. And she was like, no, I think 100% this. And her husband owned a business for a really long time. Yeah. And so he, confirms. So it's like, it's all of us. Yeah. Because it's so scary. And I second guess myself about everything.
Same.
I'm either 100% yes,
same.
Check, or I'm like second guessing myself. Like I'm black or white. There's no in between.
Exactly the same.
There's no in between.
I was going to therapy. She's like, Savannah, things can be gray. You know that like you don't need to know the answer to everything.
They can't.
And I was like, I can't live like that. Like I can't do that.
No.
And my dad's that way, and I feel like he started a business at 40, opened up his own restaurant, quit corporate job, and started he opened up his own. And he's the exact same way. So I feel like that also kind of has a trait with being a business owner is like black or white, because that gray area is scary.
It is.
Not knowing is like not something that I can live with. I'm not going to sleep.
Something lately I've just like, day by day. Like when you scroll or zoom, I should say, not scroll. That's the Instagram and all of us. When you zoom from bigger picture to just very, 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 very tiny, it's not that scary, And so like, I don't know if I had like a bad, like during the last storm, I was like going through some like overwhelming fear-based thoughts, overwhelming anxiety, just like about everything. And I don't know if someone told me or I read it or whatever. And it was my sister-in-law actually that I'm really close with. She was like, when you feel that way, like you just do what you have to do today. Yeah. Or in that moment. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So like I'm a list person. Like I don't have the Google Calendar. Like when you sent me that, I literally deleted it. I'm like, I don't know what that is. People try to Zoom. I don't even know how to work an actual computer. I do everything on my phone. Okay. So like if you can't do it on an iPhone, I don't even know how to like get to my email from the computer. Like I don't even know how to use the Mac that we have at the studio. Wait, I lost my train of thought. That's going to happen. Zooming.
You're a list person.
Oh yeah, I'm a list person. Mm-hmm. And so I write, if I think of a gift that I want to give my son when he's 18, I'm going to write it in this. Mm-hmm. So it gets, my notes section so I do my notes in months, in year, and then week and day. So
I'm
like
the same way.
So today, like I'll have what is today? Tuesday? I'll have Tuesday, and I'll have just everything that I would like to do today. And if I don't do it, I push it to tomorrow. And then or if I'm like, I can't do it, I just delete it. Or I have like goals for 2024, products I want to come, any kind of idea, I put it in my notes section. And so when I was having this like scary, just overwhelming fear, all this stuff, COVID, I think I was having COVID or just got over COVID, which that's apparently like one of the things that like makes you like
crazy
paranoid. No, I don't know if I read that or I made that up, but that's what I'm going to say. But, I was like, I'm just going like, so it was so interesting that just so happens around that time, my notes section got deleted and I was okay with it. I was like, you know what? If I can't remember it, then it wasn't important. I started over. And sometimes I want that to happen now. But I also read another area where somewhere else that said like, don't make your to-do list too long. Like I don't have like a 9-to-5 job where like that's my to-do list.
And then you're done.
And then that's it. It's 24 hours a day, which is amazing because I get the freedom, but it never turns off. So it said, which I don't do. I did it for like a week and then I don't do it anymore. But it's like, just put 3 things on your list. That's it, 3. 3 things. And I guess it means like, again, not what you're doing at work. Yeah. It's mainly like before and after work. So like say my son needed new shoes or something and that was important. Like that's going to be on my list. But like I am so creative and so whatever side of the brain that is the creative one, I only have 2 of those. I don't have that other one. Yeah. And so my mind does not stop with all these. I mean, I wanted to open a hotel at one point. Like, me and my son wanted to open a dog rescue. Like, it's the most ridiculous things. And like, I feel like lately, what just turning older and all of this, like, I kind of just want a more simple life. Like, I don't want like we're so conditioned to like grow the next step, but like. Even people that buy, I'm going on tangent here. No, I don't know if this is interesting or not. But like, even people that like buy homes and stuff, and like in 3 years you're going to be over it all. Yeah. So it's like, and then they want something else, and then whatever. And I'm like,
materialism.
Yes, and I am just like so consumed with being happy with what I have that like. We're going to be 60 years old in a blink of an eye. And it's like all you did was just strive to what? To more and new and whatever. Yeah. And so I have, in the last 3 years or so, and very much so now, just don't want to, Rachel's going to laugh like as if my closet sale that I have a closet sale once a week and I have brand new stuff every time. But it's going to be like 2 more years and there's going to be no more closet sale because I'm going to have like 3 items in my closet because I don't want that constant what's next? Even with a business. Yeah. And so I don't know how.
Well, let me ask you this. What
are we even talking about right now?
Let me ask you this though. Were you always like that? Like you're getting, like you said.
No, I've always been driven. Right. Since I was little, I literally started a babysitting business when I was 10 years old and made business cards out of construction paper and knocked on everyone's doors in the neighborhood. And that's how I started my babysitting job.
Was your family entrepreneurs? So you come
my
from
dad
family?
is.
Okay. So
my dad started his business. My dad is actually Swiss. Okay. He was born in Cuba. Wow. Is Swiss, speaks 3 languages, English being the 3rd. Swiss German is his first, Spanish is his second. He taught me 0, 0, 0. And we are very similar. He's
same.
Not that I necessarily believe in all the, believe in Jesus. So it's very hard for me to also believe in the astrology stuff too, but we are very much so a Sagittarius and a Leo. Okay. And it's like those fire signs, feisty, driven, like no one can tell us we can't do anything. Like we're going to do it. I will figure it. I started a makeup line at your age, essentially. Yeah. Like before social media was even a thing. Like that takes big balls,
Yeah, for sure.
So anyway, he started a software programming system on his own, and his first employee lived in our garage on an air mattress for a year, and he got like global. Yeah. And so he just maintains it now. Someone tried to offer to buy it years ago, and which
he's not ready.
And he just he's into the stock market, all that kind of stuff. So yes, I come from definitely his bloodline of that. I think my grandpa, who was Swiss, was the brewmaster for Bacardi rum in Switzerland. And that's how they kind of came here, I think. Like something with the Jack's Brewery. Yeah. But I'm not sure. But I'm pretty sure that's how it happened. Yeah. But yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. So I was always driven, but I think COVID changed everybody. And when we had to slow down, I think trauma or issues or anything that you were just, everyone was just every day, like revolving door. You had to kind of,
you had to adapt.
And it was all like, I feel like everyone took the rose-colored glasses off.
Yeah.
And you had to realize a lot of stuff. And so I went through like a major change during COVID that I'm like just now coming out on the other side. I went to therapy for the first time for over 2 years, almost twice a week, that I now haven't gone in months.
Same.
I guess I graduated. And then like one of the girls that does my blowout, sometimes she was like, she winds up going to her too. And I was like, maybe I just need to go for a touch up. She's like, yeah, like just a touch up, you know, like how you come to the hair done. But so I think COVID changed me in that sense of just like appreciating. I've always been super appreciative.
Right.
But just like appreciate, just like looking at the big picture and not just instant happiness, instant gratification in church on Sunday. He was talking about like biblical joy versus happiness. And there's actually a difference, like joy versus happiness. Happiness is based on circumstance. Joy is happening no matter what your circumstances is.
Very cool.
And so that's something I've like kind of thought of, but just never was able to put it into words, and they were able to put it into words.
Right.
And it's so true. It's like, we're just so driven by like instant gratification now.
Well, and
even my child is.
And
like,
I feel
immediate.
like a ton of that goes to social media as well. Like always wanting more and like comparing other people's lives to yours.
And all you're seeing is links all day long and everyone's new house and
consuming. Yeah. Yeah.
And so like, it's even hard, like with the design interior stuff I'm doing right now. I'm like, do I want to change my fireplace? I'm like, the fireplace is fine. Like, why do I need to change it? And so anyway, it's just, I think that I've had some like humbling experiences too in the last few years that we kind of were talking about earlier. And that has, you know, when you own a business, it's like, you know, a constant up and down. Yep. It's highs and lows, super highs, super lows. And like those lows bring you back down to kind of like, okay, where are we at, you know? Yep. And I've had quite a few of those ups and downs throughout, you know, my business. I've been a makeup artist for 19 years.
How long have you had the business?
19 years as a makeup artist, 10 years for the brand.
Okay.
And then I was doing weddings even before that. So the makeup line has been 10 years, but I was doing weddings since I was 21. So it just...
Is that after college?
During college.
Okay.
So I graduated from college.
What'd you graduate with?
UNO General Studies.
Okay.
Like I was not like school was not like a main thing. I remember being even like a waitress and for like literally a week and a half. And like the manager came to me, he's like, stop talking about like your hair extensions. Like a girl was like asking me about my hair extensions or something. Oh like, and I was like I remember they would order steak and like I would forget to ask how they wanted, so I'd close my eyes and just press. Swear. It was at Zia's. I worked there for like a week. But yeah, so through college, I've always like loved to work. So I was a nanny forever for many different families. They were like in my wedding. I'm still close with all of them. One of them just got married. And so like through college, graduated high school, went to college, went to UNO. Took me like 7 years. Like I just took my time because I worked. Yeah. My mom found an ad in the newspaper for a makeup artist at Sievert. But the Lakeside one. Okay. Took the girl's job that's now one of my best friends because she was leaving. She wound up coming back. We became best friends. Aww. Yeah. And our husbands are best friends. And then worked there for like, I think 7 years. Doing makeup. I knew how to do everything. I saw one of the owners the other day in Whole Foods and like we're still, you know, tell each other hi and all that. And then now they retail my brand. All their Savers. Yeah. So it came full circle. Yeah. So it's so crazy. Yeah. And then I went to esthetician school. So I was like trying to figure, when I graduated college, I was like, what do I really want to do? Because like you couldn't be a makeup artist as a job then.
Well, and I feel like there's so much pressure. Like whenever you go into college at 17, 18, you're supposed to know what you want to do for the rest of your life. Right. I changed my major 5 times when I was in college. Like, you know, especially when you get out, you're like, okay, wait, is this really what I want? Like,
well, I was 26, so I needed to make a decision. I had just gotten married, or I was 25. So I took 7 years, literally.
Yeah.
But no, it's true. I mean, there is so much pressure on kids more now than, or teens or college kids more now than there even was then.
Yeah.
But
esthetician school.
I went to esthetician school. So I was like, okay, I was maybe going to go be a teacher, which I loved kids.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I can't do that. And I went to esthetician school.
Okay.
And then came back to Sievert, and my weddings had like went from like 10 a year to like 30 a year. So I wound up having to quit Sievert. Started like a little esthetician room outside of my house, was taking clients, and then I just did weddings. And that's how I did it for a very, very long time. And then that's when I started the brand.
Okay.
And then had my first little place in like a boutique, which that's the girl who I'm actually helping with her house right now. Okay. And then opened another place, got some employees, opened another place, and then 3.5 years ago is when I purchased the building I have now, the studio.
Yeah.
And that is interesting because it's like, it's just like, the next step, the next step,
always,
next step.
Always trying to move.
But I'm not that person anymore.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily like bigger, better, what's next, investments, da-da-da-da. Like, I just want things that, like, the stress.
You want to be present.
Be minimal.
Yeah, yeah.
And, like, I don't know.
Okay, so it's really weird that's where you're at right now, because I have the way that you felt, like, always more and more. That's where I feel now. Mm-hmm. And I had literally this week just like this epiphany of like, okay, I just need to chill for a sec. Like, I need to chill for a second. I need to like make sure everything that I have right now is solid. And like, we're growing obviously, and I still have that more feeling, but at some point I'm like, okay, I'm going to want to get married. I'm going to want to have a kid.
Right.
All of those things are going to, in a sense, slow me down in a way, but like, is that slowing me down, or is that me just living my life?
Well, it's just juggling. It's just juggling. I mean, I think that it's really just finding the balance, but like, there's so many people I know, and I only have one kid, so it is very different than people that have 2 and 3 and 4 and all of that. But like, I never in a million years thought I would have one kid. I have 4 dogs and 1 kid. Like, I would have never thought that. But it is sometimes hard to juggle with just one. But like, I just feel like people are always their schedules jam-packed, and you can't even enjoy anything. And do you ever like notice like how COVID felt so slow because there was nothing going on, but when your life is just like, oh, it's December already, oh, it's January already, oh, my son's 9, he's gonna be about to be 10, like it just all happened. It's because we jam-pack our schedules like that.
And why do we do that?
I think because do
we find validation in being busy and like knowing that we're being productive in a sense? You know what I'm saying? Like, is that what it is?
I think that people just think that that's how you're supposed to live.
Or like, are you just not supposed to sit still? Like, are we afraid of, are we afraid of sitting still? And one thing that did change my mindset and my like view a lot is I spent a month in Europe over the summer.
I saw that. Mm-hmm.
And it literally, I came back and I was like, whoa.
It's totally different lifestyle there.
Whoa. Like, I did not want to come home.
Yeah.
I was like, all of it, everything, the way that they cook, the way that they live, all of it. I was just like, okay, we do things totally different. And then I was like, all right, I'm going to make these changes. And then after a month, I'm back into the American way. Yeah. But
no, it's hard. And I dated someone that was European and had gone there quite a few times. And my dad is too. But it's just like a slower pace. And I don't know if I like making this up, but isn't like statistically like they don't have like depression and like anxiety and stuff?
And like they can go home and nap in the middle of the day.
Right. And like, everyone like eats whatever they want, but like not worried about dieting and stuff.
Right, because everything is natural.
Like
There's not a bunch of preservatives added or whatever to make the cheese last 4 months and 5 months. I looked at my cheese packet the other day. I had like pepper jack cheese from the store, and it was like March 2024, and I'm like,
ew.
Like that's disgusting.
Yeah, no, it is crazy. It is crazy when you think of it that way. But yeah, I mean, I think that, like I said, going back to like COVID changed me a lot, and like, I liked that simpler time.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it was my husband or sister-in-law or one of them, like, when we had to evacuate for this last storm, which was 2 weeks, I literally packed like 3 outfits and I wore them every day. And I love living out one little bag and one little hotel room.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about like, that to me, I'm like this in a safest place. So we went on a Disney cruise, and it was my favorite vacation ever, and it was my favorite room ever because it was this tiny little room. And
minimal.
I just had minimal. And like, you can't help sometimes because like you just. But I am trying to
consciously bring that to,
as I have 4 Instagrams, I am trying to be more minimal.
And then
I am.
And then your new venture.
Yeah, my new venture. But that's different. Like, that.
Tell us about it.
Okay, so I love design, love style, love creating, all of that. And it's so much easier to do for other people than it is for yourself. Like, and it's something that was always like the plan with the studio, to kind of offer that, which I guess I really don't need the studio in the other way that it's all like happening organically. But I'm basically it in a sentence. It's like, you can rip my brain for whatever, whatever, like just ideas, anything and everything. It's I consider it like lifestyle consulting. Yes, lifestyle consulting. And so basically, it's services where I can come to your house and like give you ideas if you're trying to transition a room from little kid to big kid. You know, this is my kitchen. I just don't love it. What can I do? Whether you want a renovation, whether you just want to change a few things, like what would you do? You know, and so basically that is what I'm offering. And quite a few people have reached out. So I'm doing a house. I've sent people mood boards. It's any capacity that you need me, as little involved to, you know, full on. And so I enjoy it so much. Probably one of the most things I've ever enjoyed doing.
Well, it's giving you that creative outlet too. Like you have it, like I said earlier, you have an eye for beautiful things.
Thank you.
You have, you know, from 21 and up, you know, you've seen it.
Well, if you saw what I looked like at 21, you would know that I don't have an eye for beautiful things.
Well, look, if I was 13, like if we go back that way, like 13, you don't want to see me.
Some of the things are questionable.
For sure. But I'm sure you were in style at the time, right?
I think so.
So like you know what's coming up without even having to like try to know what's coming up. Yes. So like, what is it called? Guessing the trends. What's it?
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Projecting?
Yes, projecting. Yes. I think it's projecting the twins. Oh God, I hope I'm not pregnant. My husband's going to vasectomy me on Friday. Would you die? Would you die?
Oh my God. We got to
I would die. I was like, just do one more try. He would never. He promised me 2 years ago when he was about to and got scared and wouldn't do it. So 1 kid, 4 dogs.
But you have an eye for it. So you having that creative outlet in another way as well is like, you know, triggering that part of your brain again.
And it comes naturally to me. Just like I feel like as a makeup artist, because I taught myself, you know, and obviously those trends, not twins, have changed. But like, I'm able to just like, it just like comes. Like, I can't really describe it. Yeah. And even like with my photo shoots and all of that, like I just have an eye for it. Yeah. It's hard to explain, but I do. And so with like the lifestyle consults, it's just, I don't know why I cannot say that word. It's, you know, whether you want to throw a party or like
you can even raid someone's closet and help them figure out style ideas. Or,
like, it's really just whatever. And what's so nice about this extra little, now that I don't do weddings anymore, like, cause I did that for so long and I stopped honestly like 8 years ago. So it wasn't even like, it was, you know, yesterday. It was a while ago. But I worked on the studio for a long time, and I'm obviously always working on the brand. But I'm able to work from my phone anywhere. And so I have time. You know, there's definitely some time that I have to help clients and all of that. And so I have quite a few people that I've helped recently. And I actually surprised myself because I feel like I do have a very specific style, but I'm able to like move completely left, completely
and
right.
Adapt, yeah.
Right with it and be confident in that. And I'm learning even as I'm, you know, doing it. But it just comes so naturally and so easy to make those decisions. Yeah. And like, I enjoy it so much. Like I was with someone yesterday for 2.5 hours and it was like, I would have paid her to let me do that. Right. She was paying me, but I would have paid her. Right. And it was amazing.
Maybe part of it is too, it's like, we're always wanting more or shifting, like moving forward. Right. And like, this is a new venture for you. This is something that I have learned within myself is that like, okay, going home and watching TV after work, like doesn't feed me. Like it really
feeds me.
So, but so like my boyfriend's a police officer. No, it does feed me at times, right? So like my boyfriend's a police officer. He works overnight. Our schedules are weird. We don't get a lot of time together. So when we do have time together, we're getting takeout, going home and watching movies on the couch. That feeds me. Yes. That's like our quality time. When I'm home by myself And I don't have like I love Ginny and Georgia. I don't know if you've seen that.
I've heard. I
love
tried
Ginny and
watching it. I wasn't able to get into because I had like 10 other ones. But
yeah.
it's cute.
When I have a show that I like,
Yes.
that feeds me as well. But like right now, I don't really have a show that I like, and I'm just putting on something random, and I'm just like, bleh. I've learned that when I start doing that, instead of like filling my time with like learning, I feel like I'm always trying to move to the next level in a sense because I like to learn. Like how you're saying, like you're learning new things and you're like putting the puzzle piece together.
Yeah.
And I think that's what feeds me more than anything is that I love putting the puzzle piece together.
Yeah.
Like it's fun. I'm gaining knowledge and I'm learning and I can help over here too now because I know this and I've done this, you know? And I've done this mistake here, so now let me try this one. You know?
You pivot and you refocus and you figure it out.
Yeah, so I feel like that is where a lot of it stems from in a sense. But also the fact of like not wanting to sit still either. My dad was 40. He was working at Cisco. One of his clients was Zia. So it was funny.
Was who?
It was Zia.
Oh, that's so funny.
But he was working at Cisco for years. And then at 40, he was like, I'm done with this. I'm done working for somebody else. I want to do my own thing. Everything I've seen, I can do better.
Yep.
So he quit. He opened up a small little kiosk inside Lakeview Hospital. And then 3 or 4 years after that, he opened up a restaurant.
That's awesome.
Standalone by himself. So I was old enough, I was 15, 16, that I could like fully comprehend everything that he was doing.
Yeah.
And seeing him work through the days where he felt like shit and couldn't go to work and was super sick, you know, and like he still to this day works 60 to 100 hours a week because that's who he is.
Right.
You know, so I see it. And then like at some point in time, I went through a really bad breakup post of owning a gym during COVID, all of that.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was working 7 jobs. 7. I was up at 4 a.m. I wasn't home until 9 o'clock at night. I didn't have a lunch break. I was living off of energy drinks. I was eating like nothing. And then I decided to compete in a bodybuilding show in that same instance, right? And I had like this subconscious weird competition with my dad on like who can work more hours. Like he had no idea. But he's like, I worked 100 hours a week. I was like, yeah, well, I worked 125. Like whatever it was. Like I had like this weird competition with him about that. And then I stepped back. I was like, that's not how I live.
No.
Like, that's not how I want to live. So I've been sending him like Layla Hermosi and Gary Vee. And I'm like, you need to delegate as much as you can and pour into your right hand.
Yep.
That's going to allow you to have less hours. You're 50 plus years old now. Like you need to be able to like step back. And over time he has, and you know, like a restaurant industry,
so hard.
Opening any business is hard. Restaurant industry is 10 times.
Whole nother animal.
So, but yeah, so like I've just seen, like how you mentioned with your dad, I've seen the older I get, the more I'm like, wait a second, like that is a Bobby Fultz thought right now. And I need to like think about that before I decide I want to add more into my plate. But yeah, I'm very much like him for sure.
But I also think like, is that what we're put on this earth to do? Is to just work our behinds off?
This is the thing. It's more about the impact. This is how I see it. Is the impact. Like you started your company for a reason. Yeah. You have a mission. You have an impact behind it. That's why we're doing it. Like that's where I revert back to that. Yeah. And I've really found so much more value recently in holding that on the forefront of everything that I'm doing. Yeah. Is that mission? What is our impact? Why are we doing this? Why are we here? And whether with beauty, I don't know what yours is, but it could be because you want better makeup products for people's skin, or do you want to match the tone, or you saw something missing in the industry that you knew that you could do better. Yes. And that's why you're here. Yes. You know, so it's like, no, we're not here to work. But at the same time, we are here to leave some type of impact. Yeah. Whether that is owning a business or being a pastor or whatever, you know? So that's just my view on it.
I just think that it gets to another level. And
we can get caught up.
The technology that we now have has created monsters in a lot of us by seeing, we used to not see what everyone else was doing. Yeah. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You just like lived your life. Yeah. And I mean, even being a child of the 90s, like I tell my son all the time, like, you have no idea. Like, you don't even understand. Like, it was the best era to like, I don't know if it's considered an era, but it was the best decade ever to just live as a child, you know? Yeah. But it is this constant just like what's next. And I just really try hard to bring yourself back down to a little bit more like simplicity and like pulling the reins and all of that. Like I said, as I'm doing like all this other stuff, but it is shifting. You know, there's things that are shifting to allow me to do
and
to
the
do
thing
other
is
things.
you're bringing awareness about it within your own, like you talking about it now is just constantly building, instead of it being a subconscious thought, it's building a conscious forefront thought. Like on a daily basis, you're waking up and you're like, okay, how can I be more simplistic today? How can I be more minimalist, you know? And over time, it's like that manifestation aspect. Like the more you keep saying it, the more it's just going to keep happening. And you're going to walk into your closet one day and be like, all of this is going. You know what I'm saying? Like it could it's literally sometimes a light switch when it happens. Like this whole thing, I'm done. I don't want to look at it.
I haven't written in stone, aka in my notes section yet, but I'm thinking how people do a dry January. I want to do a no spend January. How cool would that be?
I'm so
I thought about like starting a broadcast,
Let's
see if anyone wants, you know how you can go into the broadcast and just like everyone be like, okay, now there's obviously like, I mean, for me personally.
Well, it's like,
and it doesn't include my nails because
mine's a write-off. Yours is a write-off.
Yeah.
We're both write-off.
Like, I don't know if it could include, I'd have to maybe make a list of what I feel comfortable with it being, like, just so when I'm in that situation, I'm like, oh gosh, you know, but how cool would that be? You don't realize just how much stupid charges people buy. So I'm obsessed with this app called Every Dollar. I think it's a Dave Ramsey app, but like, not that I care about him, but I'm just saying it's a really good one. I have one from a business and I have one from personal, and like I'm obsessed with it.
Do you pay a subscription for it to go
No,
through?
it's free.
Oh, nice.
I do the free one.
Okay.
And you can link it up to your like credit cards and all that. I like to manually go in and see, because I don't want anyone controlling my A-type personality. I don't want the app controlling what they decide what envelope it goes into, because it's like fake envelopes. And so I make my own, and it is like the funnest thing. Like how you say you like to like solve a puzzle. Like I literally am obsessed with my budget app, and I go over every single month. But the idea of one day I'll try to get it in. So it's like just a challenge, and it's so fun. It just reminded me of that when we talked about the dry January. But I was like, no, I think I can do it.
You should do it, and then you should. I will do it with you.
Oh my
so
God.
Like you could start a whole thing. You could do it.
How
I'm so in.
crazy.
Because basically what you're doing is just telling people to audit what they spend and what can you knock out for January, and can you eventually turn that into a long-term thing.
Correct. Because like, I mean, we save and all that, but like, I just know. Now, that's not going to help, like, my links and all that. But I mean, I was looking at anything, it's going to be like freaking ghost town on the Instagram. But that's okay. They can get over for a month.
Make sure you leave Ashley Sievert
yeah,
in there.
Yeah. I know. I'm like, everyone can only buy Ashley Sievert beauty products.
You know what? You could do a giveaway at the end for somebody who saves the most or something.
How cool would that be? I just think it would be so interesting for me personally. My husband is not great at like being that disciplined, but
me and Justin neither are like financial people, and it's terrible. I'm like, I'm the finance person in this.
Yeah, right. Someone has to be. I run everything.
Yeah,
I run the show. He has no idea. He says he does, and he can log in, but like he just lives his life.
Yeah.
Which is so nice. I would love to live my life and not have to worry about anything. But I chose
that because I'm type A and I'm a psycho.
Me too. I'm a type A psycho as well. And so yeah, that's just a little something I thought was cool. Because like alcohol is not an issue with me. Like I'm not a big drinker or anything like that. So so that would be so easy for me.
I love to go out to eat because I just don't cook.
Yeah,
and
I don't either.
we both work, so it's like no one, you know.
That's another thing. All the money on the food.
God, it's so much. And then like I started doing HelloFresh. So like
HelloFresh is good.
I do 3 meals a week, so I'll do that, and then like I'll have, because Justin doesn't eat that. He gets his own meal prep meals.
Gotcha.
So like I'll cook it for dinner that night, and then the next day for lunch I have the second portion of it.
That's nice. But I feel like y'all are healthy. Like me and my husband are not healthy.
I used to be healthy.
I ate Popeyes, Taco Bell, and ordered McDonald's, and never showed up in a matter of 2.5 days.
I had chicken minis for breakfast this morning.
But I just ordered some green powder that's on its way soon.
Super green.
So I'm hoping that but like,
it makes you feel better. The super greens definitely help.
Yeah, I don't know what I ordered, something like that, but so it's hard. But he's really the cooker in our situation. But like, yeah, it's the eating.
Mine's the eating out, because like I don't really go shopping. Like Rachel, because like if me and Rachel go shopping, but like it's not I don't really spend a lot of money on clothes. I've been spending a lot of money on like furnishing the office, and like I love doing stuff for the business at the moment. So that's just like the phase I'm in. But personally, I was like, I just went to Europe for a month. I'm not spending shit on myself because.
But I'm like an extremist. We talked about that
Same.
earlier. I'm like black and white. Like I will literally like pay for like my aunt to go to Europe with me, or like I'll return dog food. Like for $4.
No, I'm the same.
Like
way.
I'm not
I'll,
even joking.
Not buy a movie on Prime.
No,
Video.
no.
But
I'm like either like here is $5. I mean, this is again. I'm going in a tangent here, but like my husband introduced me to church. Like we were not really raised that way, whatever, and it changed my life and the better and all of that. Not that he's some like perfect specimen because he's not, but he.
Had a strong faith.
Yes, always, whatever. And so brought me into, the church we go to now, changed my life, changed some of my friends' lives, like whatever. And something that I prayed for from the very, very beginning is I just want to be like very generous with my money and all of that. And it's something that has been very important to me. And I really do believe the success of my business is because of that.
Right.
And so I would pray like, dear God, Jesus, speak to me when I need to like help people. Well, the first time it ever happened, I was like in the grocery store. This was like well over a decade ago. And like, I felt God spoke to me and was like, you're paying for the person's groceries in front of you.
Aww.
So I did it. I blacked out because it's like an overwhelming, just like feeling. I literally don't remember. I knocked like the grocery thing into the wall. Like it's just, and so it's happened to me so many different times. I've parked my car on the side of the road because I saw someone walking and like I was supposed to give them all the cash in my wallet. And I like run down the street.
Oh my God.
You're like, here you go. Like have a great day. Like the most awkward things have happened. I mean, this has happened like,
Whoa.
like 50 times. Okay?
Yeah.
And there's a point of me telling you the story. Hold on. What were we just talking about before that?
We're talking
Shoot.
about. It's okay. We're talking about church. You were going how generous with your money.
God, but what does that have to do with? There was a point. Shoot. I don't know.
Hold on. Just give it a second.
Something with the business though. My husband. No, nothing about him.
Well, you said he started bringing you to church. What was I talking about before
I
we
don't
started
know.
talking
What
about
were we
church?
talking about? I mean, I'm sure we could rewind it and figure out, but that's
You were an extremist. You said I'm an extremist.
Yes.
I started going to church.
Yes, but there was a tying point to that.
Right.
I don't know.
It's okay. Let's start talking and then we
Okay.
might go back.
But what do I talk about now?
So, well, that's what I was about to say. I was about to
just cackling in the background.
I was gonna say
There was a point to that.
Your journey to church, like about your husband bringing you into church and everything.
Yeah, but
this is different.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
this is different. I was gonna start talking
gotcha.
and see,
That's fine.
if the wheels start
Okay.
rolling for you. Cut me off at any point. Everyone in my circle lately that I have been hanging out with has a very strong faith, not with a church, but with God and the Bible, right? And I wasn't raised the same way with you. Like I wasn't raised that way. I went to a Catholic school for a very short period of time. We were from Chalmette, so went there for a little bit.
That's where I hung out all high school. I didn't even know it existed.
Chalmette?
Yeah, I did not know. I somehow became friends with all the Chalmette people.
Yeah, I went to Our Lady of Prom Sucker.
Yes, all my friends went there.
Yep, went to Our Lady of Prom
They
Sucker.
might have babysat you.
But yeah. So after we moved here, public school was great. Whatever. So I started going to public school. Never really went to church.
Did y'all move here because of Katrina?
After Katrina, yep, we're Katrina babies. We lived in Pearl River for a little while. My mom's from Houma, so we lived in Houma for a little while, and then we moved here. And I was in like 5th grade.
Okay.
But lately I just had like this really. I was in Birmingham. We went to go meet with some clients, and then there are also some of my best friends up there. And Kyla is very, very strong with faith. And we sat up till 3 a.m, and I was just asking her questions. Like I really don't have much knowledge on the Bible or the story of Jesus or any of it. So I'm just asking her questions. I'm like, talk to me like I'm a 8-year-old
Right,
that
like you
has
don't know
no
anything.
concept.
Yeah.
Like explain it all. And after I left, I was like, that whole week after, I was like, I can't explain anything that is happening in my life right now. Like all of this goodness that's coming to me, like that's not because of me. Like I feel conviction saying that that's because of me. Like that's not because of me. Like, so now all I can say is God is good.
Yeah.
Like that's
all amazing.
That's all I can say is I don't have a strong faith. I don't go to church, but I know I just feel it. Like, and I don't really know how else to explain anything else. Like,
that's awesome.
Why am I deserving of everything that I've been given and the opportunities that have been placed in front of me? And I don't see that I've been giving anything. I see that I've been given opportunity, and it's up to me to be aware enough to realize that and to do something about it or not.
That's awesome.
So that's just like literally this happened like this week.
That's
the
awesome.
past month, you know, just like this whole just eye opening, like all of these people, there's a reason all of these people feel him or feel him, you know, tell you to go give your money.
No,
to,
and
like,
it's crazy because like I did not like believe that. Not that I didn't believe it. Not that that's the wrong
it's
thing.
not. It's grasping the concept.
It's hard to explain that, but like when it happens to you, you know, like, and I mean when I pray probably like 40 times a day, like randomly. And I, God, I wish I could remember what we were talking about. But I do believe that like my generosity or whatever it was is like what has made my business successful.
100%.
You know, and that like, I mean, they say in church, like it's God's money essentially. Like you're just like holding it for him.
Right.
And so it's like, you have to be the steward to like do good with all of that. And so.
And I agree with that because I'm like, how you're saying like you'll buy your aunt's ticket to come to Europe with you and then you'll go return dog food. I'm the same way in the sense that
like I'll return like $1.99 from Amazon. Like I'm not even joking.
Well, I'm the same way.
I don't like to waste. I'm not a waster.
Yes, but
although my closet sale says otherwise, but I am making money off of that, and it makes other people
that goes
happy.
into generosity.
Yeah,
as well.
It makes very people happy. I'm giving a very nice discount too.
Yeah, but like anytime me and a friend go catch up, I'm buying lunch. Yeah. Like that's just like my. I've always done that though. Yeah. Even before like I've really felt this presence of God in my life. Right. I've just always felt like you're my girl. Like I love you. Like let's go have lunch. You know. And they're like, no. I'm like, no. Seriously. Like let me just do it. Next time you do it. Like whatever it is, that's just, and then like Rachel, I was like, Rachel, come to Europe. Like I talked to her in Europe. I was like, just pay for I was like, if it's money, just pay for your plane ticket. Like just, I don't even care about you paying for the Airbnbs. Just get your ass out here with me. You know what I'm saying? So she ended up coming, but awesome. It's just like, it's not about transaction. It's not what I'm living for. It's not a transactional moment. It's just like, I want to live my life with good people. It's just
you know what I mean?
It's literally just like, paper, and debt is just debt. That's another thing.
Yeah.
But
if you just, I mean, it's like you're gonna spend that on something else that's not worth it anyway. So it's like, why not? Right. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
anyway. Just give.
Yeah. Giving is huge.
Huge. And then we'll just pivot into a little marketing.
Yeah, sure.
And if that comes back to you, say it because we can clip it back together.
No clue. Zero. Couldn't even tell you.
How long ago? Okay, so you started Ashley Sievert Beauty brand Instagram 10 years?
10 years ago.
Okay.
Maybe longer than that, but
okay.
Yeah, way longer, but yes.
Do you feel that your personal Instagram had a lot to do with your brand growing in the beginning? Like, did you have a big personal following?
I feel like it's just been standstill for so long. I mean, it's like trickled.
Okay.
But honestly, I think the main thing was me being a wedding makeup artist and touching hundreds of faces a month. You know what I mean? At my peak, I think I did 80 something weddings a year alone.
That's insane.
The average wedding party is like 12, not including like grandma, cousin Joe, or whoever else. Like, I don't even know, you know, Joanne, whatever. I sometimes did 2 a day. I worked my behind off. Yeah. And that is really why at, 30 years old, 29 years old, with even not having that much social media was like really that big of a thing yet, but having way more makeup, cosmetic brands and all of that, I was able to make this as successful as it could. Right. And it wasn't for over a decade. Right. And so I really do think that it was that personal relationship with all of these women and brides. And I had a very good reputation. Like, I take pride in customer service. Yes. And my reputation and being on time and being thorough. And it's very black and white. Like, I always say, if I get in like an argument or a misunderstanding with someone, like, it should never happen, because I feel like I'm so lay it all on the table. Over-communicated, that like there should never be an issue. Right. Which obviously that's me being perfect and all those things, which I'm not. But so that I feel like I just had a very good reputation. Yeah. And I think people trust me. For sure. And because for doing weddings from 22 to 32 and then starting a makeup line at 29 now to 40 years old.
All that brand trust and loyalty, it's just grown.
It's all of that.
Which takes time.
A lot of time.